What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, Poor Man's Guide to Building a Food Truck. In today's video, we're going to be going through our final inspection to get this food trailer on the road. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, guys, so we are ready for our inspection tomorrow. We've got the truck hooked up to the trailer. We're going to pull it up a little bit and give it a bit of a clean. So fingers crossed tomorrow, all of the hard work is going to pay off. Let's check it out. Wish us luck, everyone. Got the inspection in the morning. All right, guys, we are on our way to the inspection. Trailer behind us. We will let you know how it goes. Let's go. So amazing news. We passed the final inspection for the food truck. So we couldn't be happier. We are absolutely over the moon, ecstatic to be able to finally take our business on the road, guys. Yeah, I don't even know what to say. We've put so much effort, time, money into building this thing, and finally we got the green light and we can take this thing on the road. So we'll go over a couple of the things of the inspection. I didn't want to film during the inspection just because I didn't know if I was allowed to, and secondly, I don't want to make the inspector uncomfortable by being on camera. But I'm just going to run through a couple of things. At least in Florida, Polk County, a lot of the things that he went through and the checklist that we had to go by. So I'm going to run through that for you now. But we passed, and we are so happy. So yeah, let's get into the breakdown of the inspection. Okay, so what we did beforehand is when we arranged to have the inspection, we printed the checklist so that we could see a lot of the things that we're going to be looked for during the inspection. So this is actually available on the My Florida License website. I'll try and leave a link in the description for you guys. But if you have a pending application, or if you have submitted for your licensing and your final inspection and stuff like that, you should have access to this checklist. I'll do my best to leave a link in the description, but this is the checklist that they went by, and we're just going to go through line by line, just so you guys that are at least in my area know something about what to expect. If you're in a different state, a different county, I'm assuming that you would have a similar access to a similar checklist, but obviously you'll have to do your own research in your area. But this is just for our area, so we'll go through that real quick. I'm just going to go through line by line, so excuse it, it's going to be a little bit boring. But the first thing was a copy of the division approved and stamped drawing, which is the blueprint, which you have to submit first and foremost before you can even apply for a license. You have to have a floor plan that is approved by an inspector, which I can show you ours. Let's see. So it should look something like this. This is what we submitted a few months ago, actually, and I did it myself at home. I just took some grid paper and measured it out inch by inch, foot by foot, not inch by inch, foot by foot, as to the layout of your food trailer. And you can see there's a stamp on there, which was from the DBPR. They will approve it or not approve it. They'll send you recommendations of how to fix it if you need to have it done again. We were very fortunate. We had ours approved first time. So you'll need a copy of that. That's the first thing that they will look at. The next thing is the 3-compartment sink installed and working properly. So this is actually the first thing that he went to. The first piece of equipment was the 3-compartment sink. I had a lot of questions about these drain boards because people are asking, oh, you're supposed to have one on each side. Like I said, in Florida, in Polk County, you do not have to have drain boards either side of your 3-compartment sink. You can operate it just like this, which is drain racks directly above the sink so that it can air dry. You can't have solid shelves because they won't air dry. They'll get moisture inside of them. They have to be open racks just like this. So if you go with this setup, for my area, if you're in Florida, you should be okay to operate like this. Not all states are like that, so make sure that you check with yours. So 3-compartment sink installed and work properly. So what he did was he just went through, verified the faucets worked on the 3 compartment, and then he also went to the hand sink too and made sure that that was working. And he had to make sure that the temperature, obviously, of the hot water got to, I think it was 110 degrees Fahrenheit. Don't quote me on that because he was the one checking. But he'll make sure that the hot water gets the temperature. So thank God our XL propane water heater works beautifully. So that was the first piece of equipment. The next line is all hot and cold holding units working correctly and provided with thermometers and a stem thermometer. This was the next thing that he went to. So we arrived like 30 minutes before our scheduled inspection for this reason specifically, because we wanted to give our fridge time to get down to temp. As it happened, it was actually a pretty cold morning, so it didn't take too long, but on a warm morning, it would obviously take a lot longer for it to get down to temp. So we, in our prep fridge, put some of these thermometers in there, which we purchased from Amazon. I will leave them in the description for you. I have one in the top, and then we also have one down there. So you can see we have one in each section. So he went straight to our 3 compartment fridge, made sure that it was down to temperature. As soon as he saw that it was in the refrigeration zone, everything was fine. You can see it was a brand new fridge unit, so didn't have too many questions about it. The next one is at least one portable fire extinguisher provided, which ours is right here. We purchased this from Webstront. It is a Class K fire extinguisher. On the DPPR website, it states that it is supposed to be a Class K fire extinguisher. He didn't ask me specifically. I mean, obviously he knows what a Class K looks like, so that's the one that we went with. This thing was like $250, so it is not cheap. But I purchased it from Webstront, and I purchased it tagged. You can purchase it with or without a tag, because I wanted it to be ready to go. So obviously they have to be inspected annually. So make sure that you have a portable fire extinguisher readily available on the unit. That was the next thing that he went through. Let's see. The next line is fresh and wastewater tanks installed with proper plumbing connections. Wastewater tank at least 15% larger by volume than the fresh water, which we already knew that. We knew it was coming because we pre-checked with the health authorities to make sure that those tanks were suitable, and they are. And he simply just went through our plumbing connections, made sure that it obviously drained properly, and that was it. That didn't take him not but 30 seconds. So again, if you go through our plumbing video, which is in the channel, and you run with this setup, you'll be fine. We were approved with it. Next, generator installed, which we have generator installed on the front of the unit. He saw that obviously as he was walking to our food truck. Next is soap and paper towels, hand washing signs, a hand wash sink. So again, make sure that when you install your hand washing sink that you put for hand washing only, because that's one of the things that they're going to check off. A covered trash container provided. So yes, we have a trash container. We kept it all the way down here. It's made by Winco. It actually did not come with a lid, so we purchased the can, and I was like, darn, we have to purchase the lid too. So it's just a regular run-of-the-mill trash container. I had to obviously get it pretty slim one to fit in this gap right here, but they will make sure that you have a covered trash container on board. Let's see. Consumer advisory provided. This is if you're selling like shellfish or raw meats and stuff like that. We won't be doing that, so he didn't need to verify that. Self-service condiments such as mustard, ketchup provided in the self-service dispensers. Again, we won't be using those, but if you are serving hot dogs or burgers or stuff like that, you have to make sure, they're going to make sure that your condiments are self-service or they're in packets. Next one is lights installed and functioning properly. Again, we got there way before our scheduled time, so I had everything running. I had the lights on, I had the exterior lights on, I had everything running so he could see they're all working fine. Checked it off the list. Let's see, chemical test kit provided. This is one actually that we we didn't have, because we had ordered them, but they hadn't come in yet. But he was okay with that because he saw that we had ordered them. They're basically either the chlorine test kits for your sanitation section on your 3-compartment sink. You need to have the test kits on board. I will leave a link in the description for the ones that he said were good to use. They're available on Amazon. It's like $10 for a little test kit. I'll leave a link in the description for that. So that is one of the things that they will go over. And then finally, all floors, walls, ceilings, smooth, non-absorbent, and easily cleanable. Weather stripping installed if necessary. So going way back to the start of when we first started doing these videos, we were talking about the FRP and the white aluminum and stuff like that. So these surfaces that we have used were all cleared and approved. So if you go with, which we have right here, we have some polywall, the polywall utility panel. We have white aluminum all around and on the ceilings. We have aluminum up here, and we have stainless steel behind the cooking equipment. All of those materials were approved, and we're good to go. So he gave us the green light on that too. And that is pretty much it, guys. It's just, what's that, 1, 2, 3, like a 12-point checklist, something like that. Again, readily available on the My Florida License website. Let's see if I can put it right there. It's at myfloridalicense.com/DPPR/HR. So if you go to that website, the checklist is right there, and then that way you can be prepared for what you may come up against when you do your inspection. So yeah, let's that's about it. Let's wrap it up. So guys, just to finish up, I want to circle all the way back to the very first video that we put on this channel. And my question to myself was, is it possible to build a mobile food business with zero knowledge of electrical, plumbing, construction, or anything of that nature? Is it possible to do it? Yes, it is. It's taken a couple of years, almost 3 years to do it. But if you have patience and you have perseverance and you're thrifty, and you don't cut corners and you do things the right way, then yes, it absolutely can be done. And we are living proof of that. So I want to thank you guys so much for the support over the couple of years that we've been running the channel. It's kind of crazy to look back now and see those first videos when this was just an empty shell. And now it is a fully approved, fully licensed food truck that we can take on the road as soon as we're ready. So thank you guys so much for your support. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your feedback. If you do still have questions, I know I'm a little bit slow at the moment because we have a lot going on, but I will do my best to get back to you on the channel when you comment. You can also obviously check us out on our social media pages. We have a Savage Tacos Florida Facebook page. We have Savage Tacos FL Instagram page. Please go ahead and check those out, guys. Of course, you can still check out the Poor Man's Food Truck as well. That's about all I got, guys. We will post another video when we are up and running, just to kind of give an update on how things are going. So, but until then, guys, thank you so much. See you next time.